Good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Abroad While Black. I'm Qwerty Aziz, co-founder of Environment 360. And of course, I have my dynamic co-host along with me.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Sean Burrowes. I'm the co-founder of Ingressive for Good and the CEO of Burrowes Enterprises. And together we're tasked with empowering
Getting 1
African
million
youth.
jobs.
Well, I wanted to skip past that, but since you mentioned it, Ingressive for Good is doing some amazing things. We want to train 1 million youth, deploy $1 million in funding, and connect them to 5,000 jobs. Now, what I was going to say is together we are empowering African youth, Black diaspora youth, and also building an economic bridge between Africa and the diaspora. I wanted to shorten
We
it up.
absolutely love it. We absolutely love it.
Amen.
Um,
Amen.
This show is basically an opportunity for us to bring you stories of Black people that live abroad, just to give you various background stories, just to really show anyone can do it. I've lived in Ghana for 10 years now. Sean, how long you been living abroad now?
6 years since the glorious 2014, where somebody told me, "Come over here, it's lit." We know who
It is a
somebody
lick.
is.
Sean loves it. Sean loves it. So, what we do is try to bring you the positive stories and encourage you. So, typically we have guests. Sometimes, it's just Sean and myself. So, welcome to the original AWB with Sean and myself. Now, if you have been watching since the beginning, we've had a lot of changes. So, once again, we do have to give shout out to Burrowes Enterprises for this. Sean found us some amazing young talent that has really been helping us with the video and other things. Yes, I've realized my video sucks. I'm going to upgrade from next week. So we'll get that addressed. It's important to be honest with yourselves because I see none of y'all were going to tell me. And it's cool. And it's cool. I've got it under control. I think Sean didn't want to tell me because he enjoys looking a little bit better for this one. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm here for the people.
The goal in life is to win by any means necessary. Sometimes you have to, lead by example and show those that, how to do better and hope that they pick up what you're dropping off. Sometimes it doesn't happen.
I'm just happy Sean got ahead of the curve on me one time in his life.
And I'm just happy to be able to support you. I'm just happy to be, just to be a blessing in your life. I thank you, Qwerty, for shouting out the Burrowes Enterprise team. You guys are doing amazing work. I've seen it grow.
Amazing job.
And
so hopefully when I get better video, it will be even more amazing.
Or we'll just
we set up a YouTube channel, right, Sean? So we have a YouTube channel too. Maybe you give us a little bit more info on that and help people find it. Now, as much as we know you love to watch us on Facebook, we really want to encourage you to go to the YouTube channel, to catch up on what you missed, share it out. We know it's easier to share from YouTube sometimes than Facebook, but this is where we really want to be with you because, you can always subscribe and then you can hear from us on a regular basis and see exactly what's going on. So Sean, hit them up, tell them about the YouTube, tell them what's going on with that.
Definitely. We finally got our lives together on YouTube. That's an amazing platform for anybody looking to create content, being able to control your message, build your brand. And of course, on YouTube, we've done just that. So if you want to see some of the videos that we've done, we've organized snippets, and we also have the full hour-and-a-half videos that show the guests that we've had over the last, how long has it been now? 3 months?
It's been, I know it went by so quickly, right?
Right. And it's been an amazing journey.
It's even been, I think, 5 months, actually, Sean, because mind you, we started this before I left the U.S. I came back end of June. So we can pretty much say beginning of June. So this is actually our 5th month. Congratulations for dedication. Let's clap for ourselves on that, too. Because it's not easy.
Amen.
It's not easy.
It's not, though.
And this is why I feel like it pays to always have a teammate or a partner, because I know it's been times where I've been dragging, where Sean hits me up like, yo, let's do it. And hopefully I've been that person for you too.
Definitely. I know today you were my person because I was dragging today. We'll get into a little bit of why when we get into just something we touch on today. But again, going back to the YouTube page. Go,
I was gonna say,
go
oh
ahead,
yeah,
Corey.
okay. So I just want to keep people in tune. So I'm gonna give y'all three guesses. Sean caught something. What do you think Sean
Whoa.
caught? Was it the hands for being smart out one night? You know, he liked to talk a lot of Was it the Rona, or was it the gift that keeps on giving? Oh, back to the YouTube, Sean.
I don't know why you would say such disastrous things amongst me, but I know my public, my people, you know. But anyway, yes, back to the YouTube page. I just wanted to point out just what I'm really proud of is that you can go there and you can find not only content from like the last 5 months, but we were really dedicated towards finding perspectives from all over the world. We're still getting in more people, but again, we've talked to people from Luxembourg, Paris, people in South America, Japan. Was it
China.
Japan or China, South
Yeah,
Korea? So like
yeah.
we're really reaching out there.
We've had
We're gonna talk
Ghana.
to some Black Russians. Yeah, well, yeah, Ghana, the African continent, yes. But looking, the next one we're looking forward to reaching out to some Black Russians, not the drink, the people. And again,
Wait. But I
just
gotta correct
finding
you. Is there
interesting
a
ways.
black Russian or a white Russian drink?
Wherever there is white, there was black first. But that aside, it's okay, young
Yeah,
sister.
that's
It's okay,
cool.
young
That's
sister.
cool. That's
Yes,
cool.
there is a Black Russian, and I believe you add Kahlua to the mixture, which darkens it and gives it the Black Russian, as opposed
Well,
to
I
the
know
White
you the
Russian.
drink expert, so I'm not gonna doubt you.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, check me in the comments section if you know if you about that life. But yeah, we get down over here. We know how to enjoy life to the highest extent. But with that being said, yeah, man, we got a lot of really cool perspectives, and what I'm proud of is we're gonna kind of divert and go in different directions. But we started off with attainable talent or attainable personalities, meaning people who are from, in many ways, humble beginnings or connectable beginnings. People like me, people like Cordy, people like a lot of us listening and watching, that basically decided to do amazing things and step out of their comfort zone. And what I'm noticing was a trend of people who were just like that, just jumped out there and leapt out there, and just found their way out there. So you have an army of people like those who can now talk to people and give you that insight, so you don't have to just leap before you look. You can look before you leap.
I totally agree with that. And I think another thing just to be proud about in the past 5 months is really just the motivation. I think when we look back at everybody that we've interviewed, I think you sort of hit it. Like passion and having faith are like the two biggest things that you need for this journey. And I think that when you get those two things combined, it's like you're on fire when it comes. So I think that this has all been
Yeah.
really, yeah. So, I mean, I'm proud that we're at 5 months. Hopefully we'll keep getting bigger and better. Always remind you, if you know somebody that lives abroad that you think would be interesting, lives on, should be on the show, hit us up. We'll also just continue to do things. If there's a certain country that you're interested in as well, hit us up. Let us see what we can do for you. Another milestone is, let's talk about the number of likes we have on our Facebook page, because this is a page that we set up like 5 months ago. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we got like 700 likes. Let me do the Inspector
Yeah.
Gadget on you.
Do your thing.
You keep talking while I'm doing this. I mean,
Yeah. Check it out. We are also playing around with other social media pages. So again, bear with us. We're starting an empire from scratch, and we're growing and learning as we're doing it. So we do have an Instagram page where we're putting content up. Again, it's connected to Facebook, so it's kind of mirroring it for now. We're looking at jumping into the Twitter sphere. I'm gonna be real. I had to hand my Twitter off to some young, passionate individuals because my Twitter game is weak. But what I'm learning
that's
now
what mine
is
is too. If you on that
well,
Twitter gang, give us some tips. Drop it.
yeah, like it's hot. But
I feel like it
what
just
I'm
takes so
finding
much
out.
energy to tweet. Like I feel like tweet is like real time conversation.
Yeah, I feel like Twitter involves a commitment to not only dropping stuff, but being there to answer and respond and being on top of whatever. And I'm just too random. I'm just way too random.
I feel like Twitter kills a lot of relationships. I feel like if you are a tweeter, your relationship is probably suffering because can you imagine making a tweet and then like having to respond? Because once again, you have to respond real time, right? So
Yeah,
you can't just like make a tweet and leave it for 2 days and 3 days like Facebook or Instagram. It's like, oh, they pinged me, I gotta mention. So I feel
yeah.
like Twitter is already like the downfall of so many relationships. And if you know me, my husband actually doesn't use social media at all. So we don't really do phones in my house when like we're spending
Wait,
time
what?
together. Yeah, you haven't realized George doesn't have a Facebook page or anything?
I mean, number one, Facebook. Well, okay, I can't
I
denigrate
mean,
Facebook because that's where we
Facebook,
started.
Instagram. I think he has a LinkedIn page. I don't even know how active it is. He's just not a social media person. He says that if you know him, you know where to find him.
I feel like it just depends on what your business model is. And if we're gonna talk, once we get
The
into the
whole
subject
business
matter,
off of no, I mean, I'm not associated with
well, you
my business
can.
on my social media channels. Broadwell Black is my first public channel.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know, you got an old soul, Cordy. That's why I'm glad that we kept in touch, so I can keep you tethered to the real world of technology and innovation. Because, like, even to say, like, that's one of the things I've learned about this new today that we live in is that, in many ways, like, people are forced to step into that social platform stratosphere and kind of have to have a better understanding and better grasp of how things work. Especially for people who are, if you're looking at places where just entire supply chains have been crippled, people are having to jump out there and find new customers, find new people, but you can't actually talk to people and go places. So I mean,
I think
again,
Broadwell Black
if
has made
you
me
are what you are,
appreciate. Yeah, I figure out Broadwell Black has definitely made me appreciate the interconnectivity. But I think, I mean, I'm proud to be associated with the Broadwell Black. Once again, I think we're doing amazing. You
Mhm.
mentioned that, of course, I'm a little bit older. This is probably why my camera also, I never realized it wasn't high quality.
AP.
For me, a
What is
laptop
a
camera is a laptop camera.
AP? It's okay. It's okay. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And
So
and
now let's
I
talk
take
about
that
it.
as my failure.
So now let's talk about it's a lot going on. I don't know if you guys are going to see this by the time the election hits in the US, but it's election week. Is
Whoop,
Trump
whoop.
staying or going? What is your prediction? Let's predict Trump
I
staying
think
or going.
I think I'm 50-50 still. I mean, I didn't vote for him. But I think that Trump's not going to win the popular vote. I'm not, if you're asking me, will Trump win the popular vote? No. But I don't know if that's enough to stop him from winning. Now, if you look at what he's done with the Supreme Court, if you're looking at, you're looking to set something up from what happened in the Bush election, the George W. Bush election, where
So
the
you're
court
looking
had
at
to
the
come in and make
electoral
the
college.
decision.
It's basically him winning the
Exactly.
electoral votes. I think
Exactly.
Trump may win. I love how people are going. You know, I tell people it's so interesting how we get so trapped in our own little bubble that like we fail to realize there are so many others that aren't like us. So you hear people like they're going to their polling station and the line is so long and everybody's there for early voting. And I'm like, but your
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood is probably reflective of who you are.
Mm.
So when you're
Also
living in
true.
that neighborhood with people that share the same values with you, of course your polling station is absolutely
Mm-hmm.
full. What I'm interested in, what did it look like over there in the hood?
Very
What did it look
true.
like in
Very
them
true.
low voters areas that previously
Very
came
true.
out for Obama? Was they out there? Didn't Obama call them Pookie and them one time? Was
Well,
Pookie and them over
also,
there, bro?
man, I hope they got out. Well, I'm gonna say some things. I'm gonna say some inflammatory. I'm gonna make inflammatory comments today. So number one, I thought one thing that was really interesting is that more votes were mailed in or absentee ballots, mail-in ballots. All of those were done already than the entire 2016 election. meaning like people are aware this vote is happening. People are engaged. So I don't think Pookie and them, if I feel so bad saying it like that. Why am I being influenced by you, Cordy? I don't feel like Pookie and them is mailing in ballots, but I could be wrong. I mean, I
But
could
then
be
this
wrong.
brings up a whole other issue. What happens to all these ballots that's going to be lost in the mail?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ballots being lost in the mail. You have situations where people are putting up fake ballot boxes in areas. If you look at what's been done to the mailing system, if you were, again, what I pointed out with George W. Bush is that there was a vote that was so close. I mean, there was a deciding county that was so close that the courts had to decide what to make, or should something be counted or should something not be counted. And again, when that went down, you have to look at now what Trump has done to pack the courts with, with conservative or Republican leaning judges as well.
So I don't know, but Trump reminds me of a pimp called Slickback. And the fact that he even had these rallies and had these people stranded out in the middle of the road, and they still out here yelling Trump. Like, I instantly picture that Boondocks episode where like he comes in, slaps her, and then she running after the car.
You know,
Like,
that's a good
you
one.
see, he done left people in Washington State on the side of the road. Now here you come in Pennsylvania. You fall for the same hokey doke. We gonna bust you back to your cars. Then you get out there, ain't no ride back to your car. But you don't care though. You don't care.
Nope.
You still
Nope.
doing the Trump parade. You still doing the
It's
Trump
okay.
parade.
It was
gonna
probably
walk
those.
back, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna blame somebody low in his administration. I bet you conspiracy comes up. I bet you they stopped the buses from coming. They knew we were in our numbers and they wanted
There'll
to
be a
discourage
QAnon
us.
conspiracy. There'll be all different types of stuff.
Full on. So I mean, it's just interesting for me just to see how things go, and I mean, just to do it. I mean, it's just, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll really be interesting. So we'll just have to see how everything goes, and I mean how it ends up working out in the end. Uh, Something else I think that is just completely funny is this whole Biden scandal with his son. Have you seen this?
There's so many scandals. There's so
No, but
many.
with his son
The
having
laptop.
sex with an underage Chinese girl, smoking it with the crack pipe in his mouth. Where you been?
What?
That he left his hard drive? Yes. You see,
Oh
Sean's
my.
uninvolved, but I know my audience. I know y'all know what's happening. This fool, Hunter Biden, took his laptop in for repair, never came back to pick up the laptop. The laws in the states were that after 90 days, it's considered abandoned property. The guy that he dropped it off decided to look on the hard drive, and bam, there it is. Hunter Biden starring in his own cheap porno. I mean, these are just the things dreams are made of for the Trump campaign.
Is this there was an October surprise and a November surprise? This is
I
getting out of hand.
mean, this is how it goes. This is just how it goes. So, I mean, it's interesting just to see how it's all going to be. But I mean, it's just interesting. It's interesting times that we're in. It'll be really interesting just to be able to see where everything goes from here, how everything moves. But this is definitely, I mean, one of a kind times, wholeheartedly. So, I mean, hopefully everybody got out to vote. Hopefully you did your part. But I'm not even gonna hate people that want to support Trump. I feel like support Trump. I feel like the U.S. This is sort of the lesser of two evils at this point, or maybe the greater of two evils. I don't think Biden and Kamala are going to be any greater than Trump. So, I mean, the most you can do is hope that the passport status comes back up under Trump and Harris, or under Biden and Harris. But outside of that, if it ain't about that passport power, I feel like the U.S. is just down. I haven't checked corona numbers in the U.S., but I know the U.K. is back on lockdown. And this actually impacted a lot of cancellation of international flights, because even if you come from the U.S., a lot of international flights touch base in the U.K. And Britain. So I think this is really going to be a shock. Hopefully they get it open before Christmas, but you know, it get cold out there. And I mean, this is how the last corona surge started. It was supposed to be for 1 month, then it became two, then it became three. So I hope wherever you at, you ready to shelter in place. Glory be to God. This is a great time to be in Africa. I'm happy to be home with my family. Y'all know last lockdown, I was trapped in the US. That wasn't the
Yeah.
big. Definitely happy to be home with my hubby, with my boo boo, my little. She's so cute. I would show y'all pictures, but I'm not sure y'all worthy. But Sean can vouch. She cute.
She is. She is. I fully support that message. I was surprised. I can't say I was surprised, but like I was like, like that's a cute baby. I was like, wow. She,
That's what happens when your baby made out of love and not them quickies. You see, I'm not trying to judge none of nobody's baby, but y'all know what y'all baby really look like.
when you were making that baby to escape depression and hurt and pain and sex was all you had and a baby came out.
When you was doing it just for the housing.
Oh.
For them Jordans. Right. For them Jordans. And now your baby ain't got no hairline. Look.
It's a cold game.
You know who you are. You know who you are. But we're not here to bad talk about people's babies. So Africa is the place to be when it comes to dodging corona. But Sean, some of us are dodging corona, but let's talk about you, player.
Some of us got punched in the face by corona. So my COVID story, I got COVID.
This is my COVID story, my survivor story.
So yeah, I caught it. I think I caught COVID at the worst possible time. So basically I'm in Nigeria, I'm in Lagos, Nigeria, and basically there was a massacre of protesters that were like just basically protesting for better governance to end crazy, brutal police system.
This is the NSARS campaign. This is just the NSARS campaign for those of y'all that might have seen the hashtag but don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah. So yeah, follow my page. I have some info and different stuff like that on Instagram, Serious Black. So like basically when the entire world is falling apart and basically the government has enacted a shutdown and is going up patrolling the streets, basically at some point during there, I lose the sense of smell. Like I was already feeling kind of sick, not feeling well or whatever. And I was like, like just being like optimistic, probably destroying so many people in this world, but being very optimistic. Like it's just a cold, maybe it's a flu. And then like when I knew I got it, are you all familiar with these things? So these things are those like when you like if you have a stuffy nose,
the menthol,
yes. So the night before, me and my girl were watching a movie, right? And I was like, I'm kind of congested. Let me use the thing right quick. And I used hers, right? So I picked up hers and I was like, I know. I wasn't gonna say that, but we together, man, look, if you knew, then you would know that's the least.
Y'all nasty.
We nasty, yes. Together, yes. With nobody else.
Nasty.
Yeah, filthy. But that's a whole nother story. But look, so I put the thing in there and like if you use it, it's supposed to like basically like melt some of your insides of your. Yeah. And basically I was like, and I didn't smell anything. And I was like, and it's like, I barely smelled it after taking a deep breath. And then I was like, man, something must be wrong with your thing. And it was like, she was like, oh, okay, maybe so. I don't know. And it was like the next day I lit an incense in my room as well. And I was just like, and it's like the smoke was just going in my face and I couldn't smell anything. And it was like at that moment, and I flashed back to the night before and I was just like, it's all bad.
This is so sad. But let's just talk about your carrier, your 0.0, which apparently is your girlfriend as well. And now since y'all using ventilators and stuff together.
So let me tell you an interesting story. Let me tell you a very interesting story. So it could come from 2 or 3 different places. But the interesting story is this conversation that me and my girlfriend had. And we were like, and this was when SARS was dropping, everything was going down, and we were like, man, what happens if you get SARS or whatever? And I was like, in my mind, I was like, yeah, if you get SARS, man, how are we gonna like separate ourselves and not, be around each other? And I'm thinking this, and I'm trying to figure out like, what would we do? And she was like, yeah, if we get SARS, we're gonna be together, and it doesn't matter if I got SARS. If you get SARS, I'm gonna get it too, because I'm just gonna take care of you. I can't be away from you. And I was like, yeah.
Until she gave it. You think she knew
Maybe
at that
so.
point? You think
This
she
was
knew
3 or
deep
4
down?
months. This was 3 or 4 months ago. I just knew this girl just loved me. But she locked me into a contract, because at that point, like, what do you say? Because I was being logical, just being logical. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get a hazmat suit, a slingshot, be throwing food and drinks and vitamins and stuff in there. And she's like, no, I'm gonna kiss you goodnight. I'm gonna hug you. I'm gonna love you through it. And I was like, yeah.
This how I know y'all ain't married yet. Let me tell you something. If my husband gets SARS, he ain't coming to the house. You need to get your own quarantine. You see, this is the good thing. This is the good thing about being married. You see, you can just be who you are. You don't even have to. You don't have to do this. Like, you can be like, babe, I hear you got COVID. I don't think it's wise you come to the house. Simple.
I think me and you are Americans, and maybe we're terrible humans. I think he may say something different. I think you should not say that out loud if he's around.
I think I will ask. I'm pretty sure that if I got COVID, he would be like, yeah, I'm just going to stay away and shit. I'm pretty sure.
Imagine if I would have said what I was thinking before my girlfriend told us how we were going to take and do COVID. She might have let me down.
I hope you don't watch this episode.
Don't ever watch this episode.
But if you do know that he did it out of love. He did it out of love.
I just wanted us to live.
How long have you had COVID now? Because you're looking a little bit sleepy on this video.
It's late here, but I've had it for about 3 weeks now.
9:45 is late. Not for Sean.
I woke up early. Why you don't know my life? Anyway, moving right along. So I've had it for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And basically, there was one day that I was deathly afraid. Like, it was just one night before I went to sleep where I was having like a little bit of shortness of breath.
You were having a lot. If Sean says a little, it's a lot.
It was enough to be concerned, which I told y'all when we had our Abroad While Religious that when I pray, I don't ask for much. I don't ask for nothing. I just say, God, thank you. That night I asked for things. I asked and I made promises.
You see, the Lord knows a man. The Lord searches the man's hearts.
Yes, and he will find thankfulness and gratitude in that one time when I was like, I need a solid one.
So what did that night feel like? So tell me what that night felt like, because I need to know, like, play by play.
Oh, it felt like
So
I was like.
So you lay down.
That felt.
And you're like.
And then way too dramatic.
Are you sounding like the boy off Lorenzo's Oil?
Overly dramatic. I think that I was reading stupid COVID articles about like people's lungs turning liquefying in their chest and stuff. And I had a stuffy nose because like I took like the Panadol night, so it had the little sleeping stuff in there. So basically 45 minutes, I was like, I wonder, I hope that's, man, Lord, please just let me. I'll be good, Lord. I promise I'll never smoke again. And then I passed out.
And then you woke up and smoked the next day, didn't you?
Why are you all in my business?
The people need to know.
The people, your people, I don't know, man. You know you. Anyway, so I'm a better person now. I did the best I could, and we fall down, but we get up. Because a saint is just a sinner who fell down, but he didn't stay there. And that's what I got to say to you, judging me, Cordy. I got up. That's what's important.
I'm here for you. So we're happy you're on your way to recovery. We're going to give you another 3 weeks or so because apparently it takes 6 to 8 weeks. So we'll definitely be checking in. But yes, I mean, just grateful that you're doing, I mean, a lot better. But for the rest of us, that Africa actually does have basically the lowest COVID rates in the world right now. A lot of it is that they probably think herd immunity. They're thinking diet, and because it just has a young population, it just hasn't ravaged people as much as they do. So I mean, it's been really interesting. I think it's a really great time to be in Africa, and I mean, I think now it's really great because everybody's all about discovering local chains. So I think that one thing that Corona did is it showed the importance of creating a local value chain versus relying so much on the international world.
Amen. Yes. It also highlighted the classism that exists in Africa. So in some of the expat communities, I have heard of people some of them were acting like COVID mules, going from different places and having the contacts to be able to get in and out of countries. But others, yeah, I've heard about it in some of these expat communities. So if you guys are expats, if you're around people who travel a lot, going in and out of different places and stuff like that, those are the people that need to be careful. If you know Americans, just stay away from
Definitely a time to stick to your local friends by all means. I don't go, George and I were talking about, I don't go to certain restaurants in like Osu Airport during a lot of times where like I know it's going to be crowded because these are basically the people that are getting it.
Yep. And me, I've already gotten it now. So I'll say this to those of you who did catch COVID, don't be vengeful and impatient. Do not be vengeful and impatient. Because I caught it and I knew that I caught it. And I was tempted. I was very, very tempted to go out into public places and have a regular day. Just enjoy my life, because it wasn't my fault I got COVID. I didn't give it to myself. Somebody gave it to me, and I paid the price. And sometimes
this is why America has the highest COVID rates. Thanks for highlighting the American thought process.
Yeah, so stay away from Americans.
That's exactly why America has the highest COVID rates right now. But you're right, it's not your fault. And I hear you went and had a breakfast burrito yesterday in plexiglass. Not the thing, but if you had a breakfast burrito yesterday and you've seen this face, quarantine yourself for 14 days. Can we get the location, Sean?
I'm saying if you wait, what? So what I'm saying is that people get tempted to go out into public spaces.
Can we just get the location of where you were yesterday, please? Just the location.
Delicious burritos. No, I'm not. I plead the fifth. Look, first of all, I don't know you right now. I don't even understand it. I said I was tempted to have a breakfast burrito in confidence. I said I was tempted. You want to destroy my life because I told you something. This is hate. And but
I think it does highlight the fact of be safe. I think this just highlights the fact of be safe. That a lot of times people feel like, oh, this is safe because they have certain measures in place. But the bottom line is that there are people walking around with it that don't know they have it, or maybe at the tail end and they're feeling better. They think they've crossed the hump and they don't realize that they still haven't necessarily crossed the hump. So, I mean, just be vigilant, keep your hands washed, keep your sanitizer. If you know you're going to places with a lot of people, wear your mask. I'm still avoiding groups, and I don't do in-person meetings actually. So you can't really meet in person with me unless I've done like a background questionnaire to understand what your lifestyle is like. And this is just because I have the baby at home, and I don't want to unnecessarily expose her. I love living in Ghana. I think it's amazing. I think we have some great doctors and healthcare systems, but I also don't believe in unnecessarily exposing yourself to certain issues, right? Particularly now since there is probably looming another lockdown. So this means if you was planning on coming to Ghana in December, don't put your whole paycheck on that yet. Don't put your whole paycheck on that.
I'm gonna say you should stay you should be careful and tested and whatnot before you think about coming over here and disrupting this harmonious environment of health and peace. Well,
Amen.
Not peace, but
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I will say this, Black people, let me just say this one thing. I feel this is really important to mention. especially where COVID is involved. I know Black people, we love our conspiracy theories, our Illuminati. I don't know if there's any of us following QAnon or whatever. Regarding COVID, I don't care if 5G is or is not the cause of it. Be careful, protect yourself, just be smart. We're finding out
Don't
time
share
after
inhalers
time.
with your girlfriends and boyfriends. Don't
Yeah,
share
don't
poop.
do that.
Don't do nasty things like this.
Yeah, don't do that. But more importantly, just it's better to be safe than sorry when it's coming down to COVID. I caught it. And just for anybody who's out there, so I don't know anybody who's died or gotten sick. I caught
Yeah.
it. The worst thing about it is that to use a human facility, I lost the sense of smell. I knew I had it when I lost the sense to smell. It's a very jarring feeling to lose a human sense
But that
and
impacts
just
your
don't.
taste too, right? Or no?
It does. It just impacts the whole eating food experience. It just is. You it's just you feel it just reminds you of your mortality. It just reminds you of how things can go wrong and things can go sideways, especially where your health and your body is concerned, where again you can lose an entire sense. The next one that comes out, it may have the same impact on your vision, it may have the same impact on your hearing, and it's just your mind goes into these really interesting and weird places when you just have a sense where it's just, oh, I can't smell nothing, like nothing. So, like, with that being said, forget all these conspiracy theories. There's a sickness, there's a disease, there's a bacteria, there's a virus, whatever it is, it's out there. And what they are saying is we need to use masks. We need to disinfect different things. Let's just do it. Let's just stop playing. Let's be consistent and do it. I caught this thing. I have a very good immune system. I get sick maybe once a year, once or twice a year. Not talking like maybe my nose gets stuffed, but I actually get sick where I don't feel like I'm on top of my game twice a year tops. And this thing, it took me down for it's been like 3 weeks. I still get bouts of exhaustion randomly. Like, let's just take this thing seriously.
I think those are good words of wisdom, Sean. And I always got you. So in case you ever need anything, but yeah, I think agree. And I think also, we were talking about the U.S. election. It's election time here in Ghana as well. So we're electing our new president. It'll be interesting to see. I'll keep y'all posted on this as well. Yeah, it should be interesting times. We got a lot going on in the next week or so. I think this really sort of is the highlight, right, Sean? Do you have anything else? Maybe we cap it for now and then we hit back up a little bit later.
Yeah, I think that's most of the highlight, just to give you my public story, making sure everybody's staying up and on top of their game as far as these elections and paying attention to what's going on. And yeah, just wanted to give you an update. I know we've kind of slacked off on the videos. Not that you won't be able to tell, but usually we have a backlog of them, and we're going to be posting this one instead of a full interview. But basically, it's because, again, my health has been off. So I want you guys to be careful and make sure you don't have to take those L's on your side as well. So I'm glad we touched on this today, and I just wanted to kind of show my face, spread the love, spread the support, and say, yeah, keep following. Take a look at some of our previous content and see some amazing personalities and ideas.
You got to hit them with the YouTube address.
The YouTube address is, you're just going to go to YouTube and look for Abroad While Black. When you see this video, you have to look for the logo. On Facebook and on any of the posts where you see this, I'll make sure the link to the YouTube page is there. Because to say it out now would be giving you a lot of random words and letters and whatnot. Once we get more of you people following us, we can actually pick and choose our name and make that process a lot easier. So we're still.
In fact, we're gonna put it on the Facebook page. What we need you to do is go to the Facebook page, hit subscribe, so that we can go ahead and get all the way live on this thing. Tell your friend, tell your mammy, tell your grandmama, tell your baby daddy, who once again got the baby with no edges because his baby was created out of needing some Jordans. Tell everybody you know. Tell everybody you know.
Yeah.
to like the
From
abroad
8 to
while black.
80, blind, crippled, and crazy. Tell them all.
And this,
Tell them
and
big,
this-
tell them small.
tell them all, tell them all. Abroad We're Black, where we basically show positive stories of people that have left the U.S. And the U.K. and have successfully relocated abroad and are living their best life, as we like to say. So join us next time as we check up on our new guests. Like the Facebook page if you haven't. Once again, share, 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 share. We can never say that enough. Thanks for your love and support. Let's keep Sean in our prayers each and every night. Make sure that he makes a full recovery in the next week or two so that he can get back on track and everything is back in order. And let's just pray for them cigarettes as well. So yeah. Okay, the e-cigarette, whatever it is over there. I mean, let's just pray that he doesn't need to inhale anything other than get oxygen. Okay, let's just keep that prayer. Let's just keep that prayer consistent. Thank you all for watching, for joining. Get out and vote. We probably would definitely do a follow up on where y'all standing at the election. And I mean, this is particularly important for immigration, for Black people right now. I mean, so much is on the line. So we'll definitely be following up with y'all. Unfortunately, your hour is behind, so I'm not going to know until probably Wednesday morning who actually won. And depending on how it goes, it might be Thursday or Friday with the rest of y'all. But let's just pray for a good election where all votes get in and every vote is counted and your voice is heard. So thanks again for joining Abroad While Black. This evening, we enjoyed being with you. Enjoy your night, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. And once again, continue to stay tuned as we continue to upgrade and continue to motivate you to get your exit plan together.
Bug out bags. All right. Thank you and good night. I was gonna say Russell Wilson. I can't even think, but Mr. Russell. All right. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate everybody. And that's it.
All right. Peace out.